Hey, I just got finished building my Flik Wing from oop, from the Kickstarter, and it's looking beautiful, and it's time for a Maiden. Okay, I'm out here at the park, and I have the Flik Wing from Uh, well, it was a Kickstarter by Daniel from rctestflight YouTube channel. I got it, and I am gonna try to maiden it here in the park today. It's cold. Um, I've not got it loaded out the way I will probably fly it in the future. I don't have an FPV camera in it at the moment. Didn't want to mess with it at the moment, but I've got a SpeedyBee flight controller, a 405 Wing Mini. The GPS is actually the FT Easy RID module, just because I already had that set up. It's not what I normally put in it. ELRS Nano RX on it, and an 800 milliamp 2S LiPo. Everything else is stock, what came in the kit. Just finally got it all glued up. It's very, very light. It's just over 200 grams like this. If that. I think it was 197 before I glued on the winglets and put the final things in it, but I'm not sure. Somewhere close to that though. Anyway, it's running iNav 1.7 something, and I hope this goes well. I'm gonna try it out. Wish me luck. There we go. Oh wow. I'm barely on the throttle. I don't know how much, but... Oh, I stalled it. Whoa, okay. It goes. Wow. I hope I'm catching this on video. Shoot, I should really have my sunglasses on. It is definitely loady-ish, especially at this weight. The wind doesn't seem to bother it too horribly much. There's slight breeze, and when I dip my wing into it, it kind of takes it, but I'm barely on the throttle. I'm probably about 25%, and it's just kind of floating down. Real easy like. As long as I keep my speed up. I might have to nail the throttle. I forgot to put my sunglasses on, so this is hard actually. Gotta be careful. Oh. Let's see, can I do a loop? Oh yeah, all day. Wow, this thing's zippy actually with this little weight. Oh yeah. Let's see. I don't have a lot of room here, so I hope I'm getting any of this on camera. Alright, I'm getting pretty high up. I got it. Wow, this thing's a little rocket. Holy cow. Okay, this thing is great, you know. thinkflight, rctestflight, you guys know what you're doing. Dang. This is better than anything I've ever built, that's for sure. Now, I'm not using like rubberized foam when I build anything. I'm using foam board and much cruder construction, but this thing, it's very efficient, you can tell. I built stuff of similar weight before, but it's not as easy to fly on so little power as this is. That's pretty impressive. I want to do a full speed run, but I'm afraid I'm going to hit something because I just don't have a ton of room here. That's full throttle. Alright. Holy crap. I did not mean to do that. Alright. I don't dare put it in manual mode. I kind of want to, but like, I think it's probably a little tail heavy because of how I set it up. I tried to get as much weight for it as I could, but I have a suspicion it's tail heavy. I tried to balance it on the CG dots, but what's his name from thinkflight, well, in the build video, even said you might want to put it forward for your first flight in manual, and I couldn't get it forward enough. I feel like I've got to try manual just once. Alright, here it goes. Manual mode. Oh my god! It's easy! Like, honestly, this is as easy as Horizon. What the heck? No, what? No, seriously, what? Okay, it's perfect in manual mode. I always, with wings, I always have to struggle to get them to fly really well in manual. This is easy in manual mode. What? Okay, this thing is awesome. I'm not kidding. This is the easiest flying small wing I have ever flown. Like, right out of the gate. I've done no tuning, no trim, nothing. And this is in manual mode after flying around Horizon. It flew around in Horizon fine. Like, as you would expect. Something that was tuned up pretty well to fly. But then I switched to manual, and it's no problem. I'm going back to Horizon just because. But like, wow, it's like the same almost. I'm being more aggressive in Horizon mode because I know I can be, because I can let go of the sticks and it will level back out kinda, but like, that's too easy to control for... Wow, this thing is great. This is my favorite. Oh, shoot, what's going on? I think I stalled it. Yeah, I must have stalled it when I was pulling up. It behaved a little funny and it turned the opposite way I expected. I bet it caught a little wind. I'm running it at 30% expo. I did not make sure that the surfaces had the right amount of throw. I think they might have a little more throw than they should. But honestly, I kind of want more. I like a really nimble... Oh, shoot. Okay, it's cold, and it just notified me of low battery when I put on the speed, so I gotta be careful. Okay, it's at 50%, but I shouldn't mess around too much because it's like about 40 degrees. It's probably colder, but it feels real cold today, so Wow, this thing is great. I wish I had more space. I wish I had FPV on it. I just didn't want to risk it the first time out. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, I got caught in the wind. Okay, so when the wind catches it, when you're like after a stall, it's hard to get out. It'll keep turning the way it's going. That's not surprising, it's so light. I mean, all my smallest planes do that in even a slight breeze if you stall. And it only has elevons. Oh wow. Okay, I stalled it there and it just like dropped a wing and dropped out of the sky. So if you put it into a really aggressive stall, it will just like literally drop out of the sky until it gets enough speed again. Yeah, wow. Okay, so you gotta be careful about that. Alright, I'm gonna bring it in, just, you know. I got another battery. Floating, no throttle, no throttle, no throttle. Alright, uneventful, that's what you want. Still got 43% battery, supposedly. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Perfect. Like, no damage, of course. Didn't really crash it. Alright, we got GPS. I'm gonna go in horizon mode because I'm a chicken. I don't know how much camera time I've got here. Not much. I don't think it's charged up much. Here we go. Second flight. Flick. Here we go. Oh, yikes. Whoa. Man, when she gets going fast, it really maneuvers. I was flying it on really low throttle last time, but around 50% throttle, it is a lot more maneuverable, of course, right? But like, man, it's you know, it's quicker than you would think for such a tiny motor on 2S. It's quicker than I would guess anyway. It kind of moves out. There's more breeze now. I'm gonna have to be careful. And it's not getting any less cold. Whew! Careful. Yeah, I wish I had a big open field to like really test it better. But like, this is okay. There's just often people and cars around here, and it's getting hard for me to tell orientation actually, because it's getting dimmer and the sun is tricking me a little bit. So like, the way the sun's hitting it is like making me think it's at different angles than it is at sometimes. and causing me to steer the wrong way a little bit, so that's a little tricky. I'm gonna keep it close because of that. I don't want to lose this thing. But here you go. This is it. Low, relatively low throttle. I hope this is turning out. Woo! All right. Almost hit myself. That's fun. I have a bad history of getting planes on their second flight at this park stuck in a tree, so that better not happen. Like, I've got 3 planes on their second flights out stuck in a tree. It's not gonna happen this time. I've got all my planes back though, every single one. Except for one I lost at Marymore that had a mechanical failure, and it flew away. Completely got taken by the wind, and I couldn't turn because the servo was like stripped. It would not come back. I couldn't bring it back. And I lost it. It's the only plane I've ever lost. Or even crashed to where it was not flyable again. This is nice. I like this thing. Okay, let's turn the other way. I keep turning that way. Let's do some turns the other direction. Oh yeah. Look at that. I can turn both ways. Right and left. People that don't fly line of sight all the time aren't going to understand why that's interesting. I always turn better one way than the other. I just do. Doesn't matter how much I work on it. This thing is great. I love this thing. It's pretty easy to fly. It flew great. I even flipped into manual mode. I hope it shows up on the video, but it flew like it was in like angle or horizon mode. It flew easy compared to any other very small wing that I've built. I don't really have any like manufactured wings to compare it to because I've never bought one. I always just build them out of foam board. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at building small wings that fly pretty good. But this thing is on another level. It flew really predictably, except when you really put it into a hard stall, then you drop a wing really hard and you dive, down. Diving down is the only way you can get the speed then, and it's just going to keep turning the way it starts going once it enters a stall. So you got to be careful of that. Don't get into a stall. But other than that, it flies like you would predict a wing would fly. I'm surprised at how good it flew right out of the box. No tuning, no trimming, pretty stock iNav setup for a wing, like not really anything interesting going on. And it flew perfect in manual too. Like as good as any wing I've ever tried to fly in manual.